It gives me great pleasure now to introduce Krishna P.V, who's going to be helping us out with our IPL coverage in Hyderabad. Hello, Krishna.
Hello, John.
Great to have you with us. How much are you looking forward to the IPL, and what sort of topics are really a rising debate back over there where you are?
I think the IPL this season is what we are really looking forward to, John, because we have the T20 World Cup in September. So it is the subcontinent Sri Lanka which is hosting that. So it is really, we are looking forward. And there are a few challenges to IPL as well. Because if you see the performance of India since last 1 year, it hasn't been such great. They have lost in England. They have been whitewashed in Australia. And so in the Asia Cup, we lost badly without even making it the final. So this is IPL that we are looking forward to, and the youngsters especially, who is going to come into the place of, as you see, Rahul Dravid has already retired from Test cricket. So it is a chance for the youngsters to prove themselves that we can replace the greats like Dravid, Lakshman or Sachin Tendulkar. So that's what is the matter here in Hyderabad.
And we're going to have a look at some of the teams that are competing this year. 9 teams. We're going to cover 5 at the moment. First of all, I'm going to start with the Deccan Chargers, your home team. Not particularly well favoured at the moment, but can they spring a surprise? And how much of a blow is the loss of key fast bowler Ishant Sharma?
I think Deccan Chargers, John, really this season doesn't look so impressive because it has lost Ishant Sharma, as you've spoken, because of an ankle injury. He will not be in action for the next 6 months. And they have also lost 2 of the important players. They have lost their spinner Pragyan Ojha, who was a purple cap for them, that is the highest wicket taker for them in the IPL 3 season. They have lost Pragyan Ojha to Mumbai Indians, and they have also lost Darren Bravo, whom they bought in this year's auction, because Bravo will not feature in this year's Deccan Chargers team, but he will be a part next year. So this is one of the major issues that is arising for the Deccan Chargers. As a team, when you look on the paper, it doesn't give you an impression that this is the team which is going to win the IPL. Definitely they will enter as the underdogs, but as you know, they have somebody like a Cameron White, Daniel Christian, who are T20 specialists. So it depends mostly upon the foreign players, because the Indian bench strength for Deccan Chargers is not looking extremely good.
And let's move on to the Mumbai Indians. They've got a reasonable record in the competition, runners-up a couple of years ago. They're always very popular with players such as Kieran Pollard, Sachin Tendulkar, Lassit Malinga. The interesting piece of news that came out recently, Sachin Tendulkar has handed the captaincy over to Harbhajan Singh. What do you make of that quite late decision?
I think this decision, is helping Mumbai Indians in a way, John, because Sachin under pressure doesn't do extremely well. If you see even his captaincy record, let it be for India or for IPL, he hasn't done extremely well when he was captain in the team. And we should not forget that the last season, that is the Champions League T20, Harbhajan Singh, who was the captain of Mumbai Indians, went on to win the trophy. So that is something that they are looking forward to. And if you see the Mumbai lineup, John, it is a very good team, and there is a problem of plenty for them, because they have some of the stars like Kieran Pollard, they have Indian stars like Rohit Sharma, you have a Raidu in there, you have a Suman, and even the bowling resources look tremendously good. So this is one of my favorite teams to win the IPL this season, and no doubt that Harbhajan Singh captaincy would be an asset to them.
Yes, I think I agree with you there, Krishna. I strongly expect Mumbai to be in the mix, certainly, when we get to the playoff stage. Now, just moving on to the Pune Warriors, they're obviously going to be missing Yuvraj Singh, and we wish him well in his recovery. But they have made some very interesting and quite strong signings, particularly at the top of their order, Tamim Iqbal and Michael Clarke, for example. Can they push some of the bigger teams this year, perhaps?
I think Pune Warriors, John, this season is looking a very good team, because though on paper, just like the Deccan Chargers, you may not have the names that they can deliver, but as a unit, they are a very good unit. And as you mentioned, Tamim Iqbal, if you see the form that he showed in the Asia Cup, and he repeats that form, definitely I think any team would struggle bowling to Tamim Iqbal. And then they are under a very good leader, Sourav Ganguly, who has taken back his leadership role, but for a change from Bengal to Pune. So Ganguly's captaincy would be a key role, because he hasn't been so good for when he was with the Kolkata Knight Riders. So he needs to prove a point to the fans of the Indian cricket that he still has in him. And recently, he scored a century in the Ranji Trophy as well. So he is in form. And if you see Pune's strength is their bowling, John, because they have somebody like Alfonso Thomas who plays for Somerset. They have a Wayne Parnell who is developing as the next all-rounder for South Africa. And the spin is what I'm looking forward to from Pune, because they have plenty of youngsters like Rahul Sharma, who is now a leg spinner who played in Australia. And then you have the oldie left-arm spinner Murali Karthik. So the spin of Pune looks far better compared to any other team, John.
Okay, and moving on to the Royal Challengers Bangalore, last year's runners-up. They've got a lot of players in excellent form, Chris Gayle and Virat Kohli, to name just two. Can they go one better this year?
I think, John, RCB has got that Chris Gayle factor, which I think can win matches on his own on any kind of a day. So the biggest strength for RCB is Chris Gayle. He can bowl, he can bat for you, he can bowl for you, he can field well as well. On the field, he's a live wire, he encourages the team. So that is something that RCB will be looking forward to. And as you mentioned, Virat Kohli, the young sensation in Indian cricket, he will be backed with the likes of AB de Villiers and Dilshan. But the problem really for me with the RCB team is the middle order. Because once Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers are dismissed, they have a very weak middle order. They have somebody like a Saurav Tiwari, Mohammad Kaif. But do these youngsters have in them to finish the innings? Because if you see AB de Villiers bats at 4. So after 4 to 10, who is that man who is going to step up and score the runs? And as you see, the captain is Vittori, but Vittori for the entire season is a doubt, because New Zealand have a series in May. So then you would bring in somebody like Muttiah Muralitharan, whom they brought in the action. So it will be a treat for the fans to see Muralitharan back in action.
It certainly will, and that leads us nicely on to our final team, which is one of his former teams, the Chennai Super Kings. They're always so very strong. They're after a hat-trick of titles. They picked up Ravi Jadeja in the auction just to make their squad that little bit stronger. Are they your favourites to retain their title?
Definitely, John. On paper, Chennai Super Kings is my team. Because if you see from the IPL 1 to this season, they have maintained the nucleus of the team has always remained the same. You have a Dhoni, you have a Suresh Raina, you have a Michael Hussey and a Dougie Bollinger. So the four nucleus of the team has always remained the same since IPL 1 to IPL 5. So that has been a strength, because they gel very quickly, because they're used to each other for the past 5 years. And the biggest strength for the Chennai Super Kings team is the spin department, because out of the 14 matches they play, 7 will be on their home ground, that is on Chennai track. And Chennai track definitely helps the spinners right from the first ball. And if you see the Chennai players, they have got an Ashwin, they have got a Jakarti, they have got a Suresh Raina to contribute. And as you mentioned, Ravindra Jadeja is their recent pick. And they have also got a Suraj Ramdev. So definitely Chennai team in Chennai, they haven't lost a single game last season. So that is something we are looking forward, and under a very, very cool captain in the form of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. So my pick, according to you, John, is Chennai Super Kings.
Okay, well, that was going to be my final question. You just answered it for me. I'm going to go at this stage for the Mumbai Indians. I think, as you say, they've got incredible depth in their batting, their bowling, and that leadership change might just do the trick. Finally, Krishna, what about a prediction for who's going to win the opening game between the Mumbai Indians and the Chennai Super Kings?
I think, John, definitely it is debatable whether it is Mumbai Indians or Chennai Super Kings. But as per my prediction, since it is played on the home ground, and so Chennai crowd will be supporting their own team, and with that crowd support, I think anything can happen in India, unless somebody like a Lasith Malinga comes up with his Yorkers and picks up those hat-tricks. So if the Malinga factor is worked out well by the Chennai Super Kings team, I think Chennai would have the upper hand over Mumbai. But no doubt this will be a great treat to watch for, John.
It certainly will, Krishna. We look forward to catching up with you as the tournament goes on.
Thank you, John.